Hello, welcome today. Previously, I told you I told you what's the adventure that we're going to have in this series. We are working towards losing our belly fat. I do this because I've had a lot of requests on how can I lose my belly fat? How can I lose my belly fat? I just want to lose my belly fat. Okay, so you want to lose belly fat? That's cool. So there is the way you need to look at things. And this is what I call the belly fat loss mindset. So welcome to today's presentation on the belly fat loss mindset. And now you're wondering, why in the world are you talking about mindset? I just want to lose some belly fat. That's all I want to, you say. I hear you, but ride with me a bit and it will all come together. You see, mindset basically means the glass through which we see things, everything. You can't, there's a general overview, there's a general oversight, there's a general perspective into which you see your general life, the entire prism of who you are. And that also affects all the other segments of your life. So this is not just a standalone aspect of your life, it's going to be really connected to the entire view of how you see life and how you see yourself and what you see the things around you, your food, your money, your life, generally who you think you are. It's going to affect that. So just walk with me and you will see all will come together in a few. You see, mindset basically means that it's a prism. It's a thing that you're looking at and you're using to look at things. It's the basis to which you interpret life, if I would say. The thing about mindset is it cannot be segmented to different aspects of your life. It has to harmonize. A healthy mindset is important, not just for weight loss, belly fat loss, but just about for everything. You cannot say that you will have a healthy mindset for your career and that fails to reflect on your weight loss. So mindset basically equals to your eyes of life. This means gaining a healthy mindset for belly fat loss, upgrading yourself in all areas of your life. Now, that's why we have to begin here before we can talk anything about the science of losing your belly fat, the discipline that comes with it, and every other thing that surrounds losing your belly fat. Mindset is the most important. So I do think. The other reason for exploring your mindset and making it refined is because losing belly fat, losing weight is not easy. And you need to build that stamina. You need to build the fort. You need to fortify your foundation before you can get into it. If it were easy, you will not be here. You will have done it all by yourself. I would not have hired a coach myself, even as a nutrition professional. But some grit is needed, some tenacity is required that's going to challenge a lot of things in you. Now, that being said, let's get into it. Why should my outlook be for me to lose my belly fat and keep it off for the long term? What should it be? What should it look like? What is my mindset? What should my mindset look like for me to forge ahead and get the more success, sustain that success, and live free in the freedom in the area of food, in the area of my body, in the area of my midsection, which is my belly fat? What do I need to look like? What do you need to look like? And how do you need to see things? Out there, different people will have different approaches onto the person you need to be to come into the weight loss journey and succeed. Now, I can only give you what I have tested and proved. I fall in the category of people where I am too for a realistic and I analyze realities and what it's on my face. It's hard to move past it. I want to deal with the picture in front of me. And I can be highly drawn to pessimism, negativity, and self-sabotage. So this is to say that I need something outside of myself to move me past me and build me anew, give me a different mindset, because my natural tendency is not to see the world glossy. It's not to see the success in life. For me, it's to see what is my current picture. If it's good, yay, let's go. If it is not what I want it to be, then I'm tanking deep and everything is kind of going down with it. And so I need something outside of myself. I need something outside of my mind to be able to build me a new perspective. The only tested perspective that I have found is my faith. What is yours? So a faith perspective is a prescription I give you for defining you, for seeing you, seeing your health journey, and generally the entirety of your life. If you're watching this and you do not ascribe in believing in Jesus, I'll give you a few remarks. You need to find the ground that shapes your mind to thinking of yourself right. Without a proper thinking of yourself, losing your belly fat through nutrition might crush you instead of building you. And I told you I'm a realist, so I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm just going to tell you the way it is, because the journey towards you becoming somebody else different and trying to deal with the things that have brought you to this excessive weight loss that you've been struggling to lose around your belly may not be pleasant. Sometimes it's so for some people it might be easy peasy, but for a lot of us it's not a pleasant journey. It's a journey that is filled with a lot of ups and downs and unlearning and learning and relearning and unlearning a lot of things. And it might crush you. It might put you into a worse state of mind, and it might become just a cycle that, again, which contributes to the diet culture and all these other things that come with it and the junk that comes with it. So I would encourage you, find that footing that defines you to a better you, and not that gives you the power to put in the discipline without you getting crushed into your mind and even through your life. Look for that anchor, number 2, that you can get that ground. And that grounds you when things get tough, because the journey to health, the journey to beating around the mediocrity of your health is tough, and you need to be fixed on the goal. So what is that anchors you to be fixed to your goal? And again, if you do not ascribe to my faith, I'd like you to give it a try. It wouldn't hurt so bad. Look into it. Anyway, all of us need to understand losing belly fat and losing weight is a journey of discovery and learning and relearning. Grit is needed, self-discipline, consistency, tenacity, and all that you got. It is looking to the promise of renewed energy, health, good skin, thriving relationships, and enabled life purpose. So, understanding the core principles of life, you see life and you live it. It's essential for effective and sustainable results. The faith and the view on food and weight. Why does it matter? Let's explore why having a faith-based perspective on food, weight, and health is crucial. Our beliefs shape our actions, and faith plays a significant role in our overall being. Now, I will pause here and give you a little bit about myself. I grew up in a Christian home. My dad was a pastor. My dad was a school teacher. My mom was a school teacher and a school administrator. And I grew up with a very strict environment. Bible was taught me the entirety of my childhood. But a lot of it was a very legal perspective that did not give room for making mistakes. And as much as I love my parents, I don't fault them because they give me a treasure that I carry today, there were a lot of things that I have had to unlearn in terms of how I saw God and how I related to God. And I know the faith of Christianity and people believing in God through Jesus can bear a bad rap sheet because of some of the side effects of how we've grown up and how we were taught. And this is a caveat to even whatever I'm going to say. If you're coming from that perspective of, I don't want anything to do with how I grew up in terms of my faith, because it broke me, then it built me. I wanted to just, that could be one of the limiting beliefs that you need to explore. And that could be one of the things, part of your mindset that you need to explore and learn, relearn, and build a concrete perspective of who God is. So we will talk about that as we go through our journey and through even live discussions, and we will bring that in, because unless you can get a clear foundation of how that faith shapes who you are and gives you liberty instead of bondage, then it's going to be really, really hard to have that faith moving you and propelling you to a better life than what you have or what you've been, or just a good life that you're looking into. So continuing and moving on, what is God's role into this thing, into the view, into this faith-based perspective on food and weight and health? God is the beginning and He is the end. God is the beginning and is the end of our journey. He's the beginning of our health. He created, He knit our veins together. I'm a scientist, but I don't believe in evolution, because if it's evolution, then who determined exactly where the cell stopped to evolve and how did that come into being? Where was that initial cell coming from? As much as I believe in how science has fully explored and brought into life and into reality the wonders and the magnificent things that are involved into our bodies, I do believe in the story and into the reality of creation. I believe the mastermind, that there's a mastermind behind this magnificent body of ours. It's a unique machine. If you have done anything close to biology or chemistry, you understand the intricacies of our bodies. You understand the wonder of our bodies. You understand how beautiful this body is and what it can really do. It can create a baby. It can give birth to a baby. And I don't want to be gross, but when you picture the idea of motherhood and the idea of pregnancy and the idea of giving birth into a normal high who has not gone to school or has not experienced childbirth, and if we were to bring somebody from outer space and give them the human body and then tell them the wonders that it does, it's special. And every building in this country, in our world today, whatever you are, it has a creator behind it. There's a saying in the Swahili that says, ukiona vyalea vimeundwa. This is in essence to say, if you see something that is great and magnificent, somebody has created that. So why is that different with the human body? I believe God created us. He knows every vein, every artery. He knows every blood pump. He knows every cell, every fat cell that is in your body. He knows it. He commands it. He guides us towards a health of fulfillment. There's a verse in the Bible that says God is in demand of us to prosper, even as our souls prosper. He wants us to be healthy. He told the children of Israel that if they live according to the commands that he gave them, then he will bless their food, he will bless their water, and he will give them health. So why do we leave him behind? Why do we come back to him when we are only praying for health? Somebody is in the hospital, but we don't remember when we are healthy to even call him to keep us healthy. The intimacy with the intimacy with creation, God is intimate with us. He wants us to be close to him. He created the body. When you look at the creation story, he breathed, he called out everything else. But with us, he actually used his hand to create. So reflecting on the fact that God created our bodies and intimately knows every part is a powerful motivator. And it should be able to fuel that God is for you and not against you. Understanding this connection enhances our commitment to a healthier lifestyle. And it is not immortality that I seek to create with giving you a healthy lifestyle, with giving you a health, because then I'm giving you a bondage that is even harder to carry. But in achieving a healthy lifestyle that will manage your midsection and your belly section, it is to give you the freedom to understand that I have somebody who fills my gaps, who carries my failures. I don't have to be squeaky clean. God, nowhere else in the aspects of our life does God demand the squeakiness and cleanness and perfection in our lives. So you have the liberty to be human. You have the liberty to live in freedom, if that makes any sense. So stewardship, you are not your own. God owns us. God has given us a mandate. As much as he has given us the freedom, we have a mandate to be answerable to him. When you are taking care of your health, and I don't say we will not, we are going to achieve the loss of that belly fat and we're going to get healthy. But if today and for the next so many years of your life, you never lose an inch around your belly, do you still do? And are you still going to do? Will you still be doing everything that you got to be a steward? Because that body that you carry is a masterpiece that belongs to somebody else. We have God's workmanship. So are you taking care of it? Are you being responsible? Are you living in a way that you give the best out of that body? You create, you do everything possible to bring out the best of yourself, of your body, of who you are. We are not our own. Our bodies are the temples of God. So let's explore some key biblical verses, such as Romans 12:1. I'm going to open my Bible because I'm not going to butcher this out, but I'm going to bring it out to you. So Romans chapter 12, verse 1 reads this: I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. If you have, I live in the US, and we have the Secret Service, the people that protect the president and all the people around the president. If you want a car that is going to carry the president of the United States everywhere and all over the place, you need the best. You need to take care of it. It has the best driver. It has the best systems. It is equipped with the best security. It has everything best because it is for a reasonable service. So when it says we, by the mercies of God, that we present our bodies as living sacrifice, that carries a sacrifice to the president to be of service. But God specifies that we are to present our bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto him for our reasonable service to him. 1 Corinthians chapter 6. Yeah, can't open today. Oh boy. My hands are going everywhere. All right. 1 Corinthians 6, 19 and 20 says, what? Know ye not that your body is a temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which ye have of God, and ye are not your own, for you were bought with a price. Therefore glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God. So both your spirit and your body belong to God. So we are emphasizing on stewardship. We are emphasizing on commitment. So the discipline that you do is not for you to become, it's not for you to earn some worth. You're already worthy. You're already your worth is already in you. Your importance is already in you. You're just being a steward of that worthiness. Does that make sense? So he desires us for a he has a desire for our well-being. God is for us. God is for us and not against us. He desires us and for our bodies to prosper, aligned with the prosperity of our souls, balancing bodily exercise and godliness. 1 Timothy says, where are you, Timothy? Okay. 1 Timothy chapter 4 and 8 says, for bodily exercise profiteth but little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having the promise of the life that now is and of that which is to come. When we exercise and put our bodies to life, to exercise, to building ourselves, it is for a little. It's not useless. It works for a while, but it's not profitable unto eternity. But exercising our faith and exercising everything else that we got in terms of taking care of our body, our spirit, our minds, it's unto all times. And there's a verse in Proverbs that talks about when we heap bitterness and all these evil things and bad things, it's rottenness to our bodies. Basically, rottenness is what we can interpret as inflammation. So it's a reminder that both physical and spiritual aspects contribute to our well-being. So what is a faith mindset? How does a faith mindset look like? And what does it not look like? So a faith mindset doesn't look like, I will claim it and I will have it without responsibility in the middle. A faith mindset is not laziness. It's hard work. It's discipline. It's exerting yourself. Faith without works is dead. So James, in the book of James, it says, it's not victimhood, like self-loathing. It's not victimhood. We recognize things that we need to build and change and foundations we need to change. We target them, but we don't let them permeate into defining who we are. We have already been defined. When God created us, he said, let's create man in our own image. So we are already worth. We are image bearers of God. So when we are not going to be victim, we might have been victims of abuse, victims of our environment, victim of economic manipulation, fraud, and things that might have affected us before, but we're not going to claim victimhood. We're going to own responsibility. We are going to see things that are directly in our mandates, and we are going to do them. And we are not going to be complaining. A faith mindset is not a complaining mindset. It's a mindset of gratitude. It's a mindset of seeing the endless possibility. I told you earlier, my natural tendency is to see the negative, is to see the cup half full. So it is a message to you as much as it is to me that we are going to fill our lives and our journey with gratitude. It's something we can always be grateful for. And let's remember, it's a mindset of, I can do it. I have been equipped to do this. I am not helpless. I'm not hopeless. I can do all things. And it's an attitude of surrender. And it's an attitude of, and surrender is not the surrender of whatever may be. No, it's an attitude of submitting ourselves to that power that we've already been given and taking it and putting it into action. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. The discipline to wake up in the morning and do what is required, I can do that. The discipline that is required to do all that pertains to my health journey, I can do that because I have been fully equipped. It gives us identity. It's important to highlight identity when we are talking about losing fat from our bodies and losing weight and keeping healthy. They cannot be separated. We'll delve into the significance of establishing a positive identity in fat loss. Who we think we are greatly influences our journey and success. Power of words impact our thoughts and our words in return. Whatever comes in, it's whatever goes out. Whatever comes in builds in. The words that you believe in, the thoughts that you believe in, the people that you listen to and who speak to your life will be more to your detriment, will be more to your disadvantage, more than even the food that you eat. I always like to use this analogy. When you take your organic vegetables, your kale, your spinach, organic, healthy, good vegetables, and instead of using water to make a green smoothie, you get a sewage water. Now, your thoughts, your words is like sewage water with organic fruits. It's worse than even eating non-organic fruits or vegetables. The profound impact of our thoughts and words on our weight loss journey cannot be underestimated. Scriptures remind us of the power of our words and how they hold life into us. Life and death are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You can't speak that which has not been processed into your heart, into your mind. I place before you this day death and life. Choose ye which way you want to go. So God told the children of Israel. So having a false identity is going to be more hurtful to you than even choosing to eat bad. And this is why it is so important to make sure that we establish a foundation before we can start building the house of good health and losing that belly fat. Recognizing and addressing false identity is a critical step. Limiting beliefs and all lies that we might have believed. Who do you think you are to do all these things? All the counterfeits that are coming in and all the things that we have lied to ourselves we are, when really we have dished ourselves and we have separated ourselves from our true identity. So who do we think we really are? Let's go back to who defines us. Who defines your worth? Who created you and gave you a worth that cannot be taken by anything else. A gold ring put in dirt and into cow dung cannot lose the name gold because it's still gold. It just needs to be cleaned off the dung and the dirt from it. So who you are, it doesn't matter where you've been. It doesn't matter what has brought in the belly fat. It doesn't matter what caused. It might be a good thing like childbirth, but it might have left scars and memories that you don't want to keep. Doesn't matter. Your identity is secure. And unless we can peel that out and bring it to the surface, we will not be able to sustainably get to our goal. Our true identity in Ephesians 1. Verse 6. It talks about, to the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he hath made us accepted into the beloved. Romans 8:1 says, there is therefore now no condemnation to them that are in Christ Jesus, who have been called according to his purpose. Are you in God? Do you believe that God created you? Do you tap directly into his throne? Where is your heart? That is who you are. And once you start putting in those pillars of who you are and reminding yourself of God's grace and acceptance, you are his workmanship. We are his workmanship. And nothing else can take out from that. So that leaves us to the point where we can build into a foundation that is secure. So your mindset is that foundation onto which we build everything together. And unless we can peel out the layers and come to the true identity of who we are and build that mindset of where we need to see things and how we need to see ourselves, we are going to have a hard time. But I am thankful if you watch to this point, then it means we are building that foundation. We are already establishing and grounding ourselves to the good foundation of who we are, how we see ourselves, and how we see the things around us and our health, and how we are going to put all the pillars that we're going to be looking on into the next videos and the next part of the series. So thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, please reach out to me through the contacts that we've already established. You can use WhatsApp, you can use the email system, you can use the Facebook system, but please get in touch. We will be discussing this video in our live sessions, and put all your questions together and let's get this going. Thank you so much for joining me today and looking forward to seeing you in the next. Have a wonderful time. God bless you.